Hello you guys, my name is Savannah and welcome to or back to my channel. And welcome to day one of Bookmas. I am going to be posting a bookish video every day for the week leading up to Christmas. That's going to be a video on the 18th today through the 24th. Yeah, I'm so excited. I did something very similar where I posted a video every day for a week in October and called that Booktober. So this is going to be my December/holiday version of that. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my 10 before the end, which is basically a trend that I've been seeing floating around BookTube and Bookstagram, where you talk about the 10 books that you want to get to before the end of the year. I decided that I wanted to do this instead of a December TBR video. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. This is my December TBR, where I'm picking out every book instead of having a prompt pick it out for me. Yeah, I just thought this would be a fun way to mix up the TBR videos, and I wanted to explicitly pick the last 10 books that I will hopefully get to this year. Without further ado, let's just get into it and talk about the 10 books that will hopefully be off of my TBR by 2025. Okay, the first books that I plan to finish before the end of the year is the Throne of Glass tandem read. We have Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. I would also like to finish Kingdom of Ash, which is the final book in this series. So those are the first 3 books that I will hopefully be finishing before the end of the year. I would love to go into 2025, Throne of Glass finished. Then I would have read ACOTAR in 2023, Throne of Glass in 2024, and then I can get to Crescent City in 2025. So yeah, also, I am filming this video a little bit ahead of time, so if this sounds like a very ambitious TBR, it's because by the time that I'm uploading it, I probably will have finished some of these books. It is still a pretty ambitious TBR, but not as ambitious as it seems, because I know I just mentioned 3 really thick, chunky books. The next 2 books that I would love to finish in 2024 kind of go hand in hand, because at the beginning of 2024 I set a reading goal for myself to read 2 classics. It's December and I have not read a single classic. So the 4th book on my TBR is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I really want this to be one of the classics that I read this year because I absolutely adore the 2019 film adaptation of this book. That movie gives me cozy winter Christmas vibes, so I feel like this book will give me those vibes as well, so it'll be great to read in December. Other classic that I would love to get to, and the 5th book on my TBR, is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I have had this copy of The Bell Jar for a whole year now, and I haven't read it, so it's really time. It's not that long, it's about 250 pages, but I know that the subject matter is dense and heavy, so that's what has put me off from reading it. But I feel like a great excuse for me to get to these 2 books is like filming a video about completing my reading goals and reading 2 classics before the end of the year. So I think I'm gonna make that video and have that be a part of Bookmas. So watch out for that if you're interested in seeing me reading 2 classics. I know this is considered a classic, and I just assumed that this was considered a classic as well. Oh yeah, it says at the bottom right here that it's a modern classic. I am not a girly who typically reads classics, so I'm a little bit intimidated, but also kind of excited to get to these ones. I would really love to get to 2 more fantasy books this year, both of which just became available for me to listen to on Libby, so I think I can definitely get them read. The 6th book on my TBR is The House on the Cerulean Sea. I have heard such amazing things about this book. It's a lot of people's favorite book, so that puts my expectations very high. I've heard that it's a cozy fantasy about this group of foster children who have been mistreated, or actually, I know the foster children have special powers and they live away from the rest of like society as to not scare anybody with their powers. And I think it follows maybe a social worker who goes to check on this foster home and discovers that these kids aren't bad, they aren't evil, they're just kids. Obviously I haven't read the book yet, so if you've read the book and that description sounded horrible, I'm sorry. But I feel like that's just gonna be another one that's gonna be great to read this time of year because it sounds so cozy, heartwarming, and like it might become one of my favorite books as well. The 7th book on my TBR, the other book that just became available for me to listen to on Libby, is A Fragile Enchantment by Alison Saft. This is another book that I've had for quite a while, so now that it's available on Libby, it's the perfect excuse for me to get to it. This physical copy that I have of it though is quite gorgeous. This is what it looks like without the dust jacket, and I love it. I'll definitely be reading it without the dust jacket. I feel like I haven't heard very many people talk about this book. I personally got it at Barnes & Noble months ago because I loved the cover, but it seems to be about this seamstress, magic in her blood that allows her to stitch emotions and memories into the fabric. It takes place in a Regency England-inspired fantasy world. Oh, and it seems like she is going to design and create wardrobe for the royal wedding. And through this, she befriends the groom/the prince. This sounds good. And it sounds like another cozy read. Can you guys sense a theme here? The reads I'm talking about are all very much giving cozy, except for the end of Throne of Glass. That's very much giving my heart's gonna break. 8th book on my end of the year TBR is Ghosted by J.M. Darhauer. I don't know if this book actually gives winter vibes, but it gives winter vibes to me because I started it last winter, read about 10%, and then I don't know why I didn't keep reading it because I was like enjoying it. It was just like other books kind of took precedent and came to the top of my mind before this one did, so I never ended up finishing it. I really want to read all of it this winter, this December in particular, obviously. And what honestly gave me the push to go back to this book, finish it, and take it off my TBR, Sarah Caroli talked about it recently and bringing up how it's like one of her favorite books. And I tend to have a very similar taste to her, so I'm excited to read it. I'm pretty sure this book is on Kindle Unlimited too, so it'll be nice to have the option to read it on my Kindle if I'd like to. Okay, the 9th book on my physical TBR, I actually don't have the physical copy of yet, but I ordered it, so it's coming in the mail, and it's Don't Be in Love by Laura, how do I say her last name? It's Don't Be in Love by Liana Sinsati. I think that's how you say her last name. Her TikToks kept coming up on my For You page, and I was absolutely sold that I need to read this book. I never read her other book, Picking Daisies on Sundays, but I did feel like I saw that one circulating Cuban Book Talk, like maybe 6 or so months ago. But Don't Be in Love is a rom-com about a girl who goes to university in London, and I think she like ends up getting a relationship with this famous English guy, and their relationship has to be kept under wraps because he's famous for some reason. I don't know. All the edits just really got me, and I ordered it. So I will definitely let you guys know what I end up thinking of that one because I'm really intrigued to read it because that's another one that I feel like I haven't seen anybody else read yet. Okay, and the 10th and last book on my end of year TBR is probably like a few books grouped into one. I'm kind of cheating. We're gonna call it number 10, Christmas reads. And under that Christmas reads category, a few that I specifically would love to get to are The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. This is another book that I started last Christmas, and then Christmas came and went, and I hadn't finished the book, and I just thought to myself, yeah, I'll finish it next year. And next year has already come, so I will be finishing that one this year. I also really want to read Spectacular by Stephanie Garber, which is the holiday special that just came out as a part of the Carval series. I just finished the Carval series, so that means I can read Spectacular, and I'm really excited about that. There's also this cute little set of Christmas novellas that just came out on Kindle Unlimited. One of them is by Ali Hazelwood, so I have to read that. Also, low-key thinking that around Christmas time, I would love to reread A Court of Frost and Starlight, 4th little novella in the ACOTAR series, because that takes place at their world's Christmas equivalent. And I feel like that would be really fun and cozy to reread this Christmas. Yeah, I probably won't venture out to any more Christmas reads other than those. I definitely will vlog me reading them. For Bookmas, probably vlog myself reading the majority of the books I just talked about for Bookmas, if we're being honest. So definitely subscribe so that you don't miss those videos and so you don't miss my next 6 videos over the next 6 days. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what books are at the tippity top of your TBR for the end of the year. I would love to know what you guys are reading, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Bye.